Hi, it's Plasma Crab again, and this time I'm going to talk about the white humans' homeland, or as it were, their home world. And you get to look at Stanley Kubrick's 2001 A Space Odyssey, which I sometimes put in just to watch the monkeys scream around the monolith and then take it back out. You should do the same. It's awesome. Anyways, I am not going to be what I consider racist at all. I'm not going to say anything about the races that are any kind of a quality or anything at all. The Everything I will say is just basically for the scientific value. So anybody wants to say anything about this, fine. I wanna talk about it, but don't just hop in and start calling me racist, because it is not about that, and you know it. Now, we're going to envision two different worlds for a moment, and keep in mind Mendelian genetics as we do. Now, eventually, whatever took place to get us to being humans must have had, if we come from a single group, that group must have produced all of us now. Now, that's the assumption we're going on, as am I, is that all of us alive today were produced from the same group. Now, there's nothing racist about that, surely. So, the first world we're going to have is going to be, and I'm going to choose, as opposed to white, I'm going to choose black, not for any other reason other than, as far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, but any of the other races that we are today of humans, if you have an offspring with what we consider a black human, almost exclusively the offspring will be what we consider black. There are exceptions, fine, because there's different levels of black, obviously, and as you put those together, you're going to get different levels of it, but it would still be considered black. I mean, look at Colin Kaepernick and whoever that race car driver is. I don't keep up with that. So they almost have to choose. Now, if the world, the first group of humans, were all black, I want you to think about what it would take not only to produce mutations in all of the different races that we have now, and to propagate them, but to propagate them in different places. Uh, and and here's my point: if it was all black, and the very first mutation from that group, which is how you would have another race come from it, was something other than black, doesn't even have to be white. If you had that mutation and it did survive and it became old enough to reproduce, and it did, its offspring would almost assuredly be black, and it would remain the only of its race purely until it was dead, and it would be gone. It would be very difficult to have enough of the mutations to even find each other to keep a recessive trait alive in a world like that. And then multiply the fact that it's happened in all of the other continents like that separately. So, I mean, what are we saying? That there were blacks in Asia, and that there was a mutation of the Asian, and the Asians absorbed the blacks. That's what that would take for this to happen. To come from one group, that would have to happen. Now, if we if we came from whites, let's switch worlds now, and you're on a planet that's all white, and they're on every continent. That there are humans now, and then there is a mutation, and that mutation is not recessive like the white, and when they have an offspring, if there were whites and they had a mutation and a baby was black and it survived and it had offspring, there would be more blacks to propagate the black. There would be more Asians. There would be more everything that is dominant to a white wherever that mutation happened. Wherever geographically separated in Asia, an Asian mutation could take over Asia. And Africa, it could take over by an African mutation. Everywhere that there aren't whites, that there are something else that could have happened. Now, I'd be willing to hear anybody tell me how it could have happened from any of the other races. And hey, I appreciate it. Bye.